In the heart of an ancient forest, nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young dwarf named Nali. Unlike the other dwarves in her village, Nali was small, very small. While the others stood tall for their kind, Nali barely reached 3 feet in height. But what she lacked in size, she made up for with a heart full of dreams. Yet the villagers didn't see her big heart, only her small frame. Day after day they mocked her. "Look at her, she can't even hold a pickaxe properly. She'll never climb the mountain to gather the dew of the stars. She's just tinny Nali." Their words hurt. Though Nali tried to stay strong, the constant teasing weighed heavily on her heart. Each night she'd climb the tallest tree in the village and sit at the top, staring out at the mountains, whispering to the stars, "One day, I'll prove them all wrong." One evening, after an especially harsh day of ridicule, Nali ran deep into the enchanted forest. There, she stumbled upon a shimmering pool of water that glowed softly under the moonlight. Kneeling beside it, she peered into its clear surface, her reflection small, but her determination fierce. A voice rose from the pool, soft and ancient. "Why do you weep, little one?" Startled, Nali replied, "I weep because I am small. I am mocked for what I cannot change. I wish to be tall, so no one will ever mock me again." The voice warned her. Change always comes with a price, but Nali's resolve was strong. "I'll pay any price," she whispered. The water glowed brighter, and Nali felt her body change. She grew taller, inch by inch, until she stood far taller than any dwarf had ever been, taller than any human. She couldn't believe it. Finally, she was no longer tinny Nali. Filled with excitement, Nali raced back to her village, her long legs carrying her faster than she ever imagined. She thought they would finally respect her. She thought they'd see her for the strong, capable person she had always been. But when she arrived, the villagers didn't cheer. They didn't marvel at her transformation. Instead, they recoiled in fear and confusion. "What has happened to you?" they asked. "This is unnatural," another said. Nali's heart sank. Instead of gaining their respect, she had only made them afraid of her. No longer mocked, she was now an outcast, a stranger in her own village. Desperate and heartbroken, Nali fled once more into the forest. She wandered deeper than ever before, until she came upon an ancient oak tree. Sitting at its roots was an old woman, her eyes as wise as the stars. "You sought to change your form, believing it would change your fate," the woman said, her voice gentle. "But true strength isn't measured in height, child. It's measured in the heart." Nali whispered with tears in her eyes, "But I thought they would respect me if I was tall." The old woman smiled kindly. "Respect isn't something you gain by changing how you look. It comes from what you do and the heart with which you do it. Return to your village, not as someone seeking approval, but as someone who knows their true worth." With a new sense of purpose, Nali returned to her village. This time she didn't seek their approval through her appearance. Instead, she used her height to help her people. She gathered fruit from the tallest trees, built sturdy homes, and ventured to the mountain to bring back the fabled dew of the stars. Gradually the villagers' fear faded, and they began to see Nali not for her size, but for her heart, her kindness, and her strength of spirit. Tinny Nali. She was a giant, not just in stature, but in courage and heart. Though her body had grown, it was her spirit that truly towered above all. In the end, Nali learned that real growth isn't about how tall you stand, but how big your heart can be. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that true strength comes from within. Until next time, keep growing where it matters most, your heart.